Here's a completely fresh script. Different structure, different examples, different narrative arc, ready to paste straight into your voiceover tool. Nobody warns you about the year your bank account actually starts working. Not the year you get a raise. Not the year you finally pay off the car. The year everything changes is the year you stop treating money like something that happens to you and start treating it like something you run. I want to walk you through that shift today, not as theory, but as 7 specific moves that took me from living paycheck to paycheck to watching my net worth compound while I slept. None of these are secrets. All of them are things you already technically know. The gap between knowing and doing is where almost everyone gets stuck. So let's close that gap. Move 1. Build the machine before you touch the money. Most people think building wealth starts with picking the right investment. It doesn't. It starts with removing yourself from the decision entirely. The moment your paycheck lands, before you see it, before you feel it, a piece of it should already be gone, moved into an account you don't check for fun. Think about Priya. She's a hospital administrator. Nothing glamorous, no windfalls, no side hustle empire. She set up one transfer of $350 the day after every payday, straight into a broad market index fund. She never adjusted it. She never paused it during a rough month. Over 28 years, assuming a fairly ordinary long-term market average, that habit alone turned into something north of $400,000. She put in about $117,000 of her own money. Everything else was time and compounding, doing what they do when you stop interrupting them. The machine doesn't care how you feel about money on any given Tuesday. That's exactly why it works. Move 2. Chase the guaranteed return before the exciting one. If you owe money on a card sitting north of 20% interest, you are already in the best investment opportunity available to you, and it isn't a stock. It's paying that balance down. Mark has carried $8,000 at 23% for years, making the minimum, telling himself he'd deal with it once things settled down. Things never settle down on their own. When he finally attacked it with an extra $200 a month instead of just the minimum, he cut years off the payoff and saved himself over $4,000 in interest that would have gone straight into a bank's pocket for nothing. There is no fund, no crypto, no hot stock tip that reliably beats a guaranteed 23% return with zero risk. Debt at that rate isn't a bill, it's a leak, and your plug leaks before you worry about filling the tank. Move 3. Take the free money before you take the risky money. If your employer offers any kind of retirement match and you're not capturing every dollar of it, you are quietly declining a raise nobody else would ever turn down. Devin worked at a company matching 50 cents on the dollar up to a certain contribution. He treated that match like it was invisible, like it didn't count as real income. So he skipped it for 3 years to keep more cash on hand. Just the match he walked away from, conservatively invested, would have grown into close to $60,000 by retirement. $60,000 he never had to earn, save, or risk. That simply evaporated because he never opted in. Check your plan. Know your vesting schedule. Grab every dollar of that match like it's already yours, because functionally, it already is. Move 4. Give your fear a job so it stops running your decisions. An emergency fund isn't exciting. It's not supposed to be. Its entire purpose is to absorb the chaos of life so that chaos never touches your investments. Renata kept 6 months of expenses, a little over $18,000, sitting in a high-yield account, paying close to 5%, instead of letting it rot in a checking account earning next to nothing. That decision alone was quietly generating almost $900 a year just for existing, while also meaning that when her car transmission died without warning, she paid cash and never touched a single share of her investments. The people who panic sell during a downturn are almost never the people with a real cushion underneath them. They're the ones who never built one and got forced into a decision at the worst possible moment. Move 5. Let your raises pass through you, not stick to you. This is the one that quietly wrecks more financial futures than any bad investment ever could. Income goes up, and within weeks, spending rises right along with it. So quietly you barely notice the trade happening. Elias got a raise worth about $700 a month. He let himself enjoy a real slice of it, then automatically redirected the rest before it could attach itself to a bigger apartment or a nicer car payment. That redirected chunk, roughly $350 a month, grew into over $280,000 across 22 years. His co-workers who upgraded their entire lifestyle with every bump got the temporary thrill and nothing else. Same raises, wildly different outcomes. The only difference was what happened in the 30 seconds after the money landed. Move 6. Stop trying to find the needle and just buy the haystack. Everyone wants the story of the one stock that changed their life. Almost nobody tells you about the 10 stocks that quietly wrecked someone else's portfolio while they were chasing that same dream. A simple, low-cost fund that owns the entire market lets you participate in the growth of the whole economy without betting your future on a guess. Run 2 identical investors side by side. Same starting amount, same monthly contribution, same 30-year window. One rides a plain index fund. The other chases actively managed funds and story stocks that quietly cost an extra 2% a year in fees and bad timing. That small-sounding 2% gap can mean a difference of well over $200,000 by the finish line. Boring, in investing, is very often just another word for winning slowly. Move 7. Watch the number that actually tells the truth. Your income is not your scoreboard. Plenty of people earning impressive salaries are one missed paycheck away from disaster because every dollar that comes in goes right back out. Net worth, what you own minus what you owe, is the only number that can't lie to you. Sophia started tracking hers monthly, even when it was embarrassingly small, even when it barely moved. Watching that single figure creep upward turned every other habit on this list into a game she could actually see herself winning. Her income barely changed over those years. Her net worth changed everything. So that's the real shift. Not a lottery ticket, not a secret account, not some system only insiders know about. Just 7 unglamorous decisions, made automatic, repeated for years until they stop feeling like decisions at all and start feeling like who you are. The uncomfortable part is real. The first few months of any of this will feel like a pay cut because in a sense it is, but the discomfort fades and the results don't. If you're ready to build the base under all of this, the next thing worth understanding is exactly how to protect what you're building once it's actually worth protecting.